Good evening and welcome to 60 Minutes. I'm Gabby and today I'll be interviewing John Farrel, a soldier who fought in World War I. Let's get started. So John, where were you raised and what? I was born in 1883 at Hamilton, Scotland. About 3 years after my birth, my father migrated to Australia. Soon after, in 1887, my family and I followed. Considering I moved at such a young age, most of my childhood I lived in Australia. Around the time we migrated to Australia, there was still a huge amount of people migrating there, as the Great Gold Rush in Bendigo was still affecting the influx of migrants. Meaning, as I was growing up, times were changing and Australia was getting busier by the minute. At what age did you join the war? Do you think it was a suitable age to enroll? When I was 18, I joined the White Bay Infantry Regiment Militia, which was part of Australia's defence in World War I and II. The White Bay Infantry was run by part-time soldiers. I believed that joining the war was the right thing for me and my country, and the age that I had joined was the right age. How did your first military position cater for new soldiers? Well, I believe it catered well for new soldiers, as it was run by part-time soldiers, meaning that they could ease into the military. It was also a defensive unit, meaning there was less chance of being hit with a major battle. What roles did you obtain whilst at war? When I first joined the White Bay Infantry Regiment, I joined as a private. I then got promoted lieutenant in 1908 and captain in 1910. On moving to Rockhampton, I joined the Port Curtis Infantry Regiment as quartermaster. I then became the company commander and adjutant. Then in 1915, I decided to work full-time in the military. I was promoted to captain in 1916. I held that position until 1918, when I was promoted to Lieutenant Colonel and then transferred to the 43rd Battalion as commanding officer. I held that position until the end of. Did you receive any awards whilst at war? If so, what were they? Yes, I was mentioned in dispatches and received the Distinguished Order Award for my leadership in the capture of Hamel, as it was successful and played a big role in history. How did you stay in contact with your family whilst you were at war? Sometimes while I was at war, I would be away from home for months at a time, which made it very hard to stay close to my family. The main way of communication while at war is lettering. When we got rest time in the trenches, we would write letters to home. This was always during the daytime, as night time was always busy in the trench. How long did you work as a teacher before you enrolled in the army, and where did you work? I began working in the Department of Education in 1903 and stopped teaching when I decided to work in the military full-time around 1915, which meant I worked for about 12 years as a teacher before enlisting full-time in the military. During the Battle of Hamel, did you find the opposition's defence intimidating? I believe that this battle was less intimidating than most, as they were fighting with machine guns, whereas we were fighting these machine guns with tanks, which help us overcome the enemy. So no, I did not feel very intimidated, or no more than expected when going into battle. What has your life been like after war? After the war ended and I went home, I continued to live my life the same as before I had left for war. I resumed teaching as a teacher at Wooloowin State School, Brisbane, and continued raising my children, looking after my wife, May Watson Williams. Thank you for your time, John, and thank you for watching this week's episode of 60 Minutes. I'll see you